everybody, welcome to my channel. I want to apologize for again, like I said on the previous video, for uploading these videos after the 14th of February. Yeah, so due to the fact that this is the month of love, I will specifically tap into love and relationships. So the first reading is going to be for those of you who are in a relationship, and then proceed to do the singles reading for the month of February. I want to thank you guys very much for subscribing to my channel, for sharing, liking my videos. For those of you who private message me, know you are loved. I thank you guys very much and appreciate you guys. So let's get into this. If you want to contact me for private readings, again, I am extremely busy most of the time. So just message me, private message me. If you look at the description in this video, my contact information is on there for my email. So you can excuse me, so you can email me, and I will then respond accordingly. So let's get into this. This is going to be for Virgos. And again, like I said, happy Valentines. I hope you guys had an awesome celebration with your loved ones or with that special somebody. Okay, Spirit, what are the messages for Virgos, specifically regarding their love life? For those who are in a union or in a relationship, Spirit, what are the messages regarding their love life, specifically those in a relationship? Spirit, what are the messages for Virgos for the month of February 2017 regarding their love life, specifically those who are in a relationship? Okay. Okay. So this is where I stop. Let's get right into. As you can see, one card jumped out. Oh, okay. Okay, Virgos, I do see major changes going on here for you guys. Major decision time. So I'm not sure if you can see it right, but let me see. Okay. So at the heart of the matter, you have the Queen of Wands. And so basically for the month of February, your focus is going to be work. Because this is the card that's representing the center issue in regards to your love life. So perhaps those of you who are in a relationship, perhaps this can also represent your loved one. So it would be a fire sign. It would be a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries. Doesn't have to be their their moon. I'm sorry. Doesn't have to be their sun sign. It can be their moon or rising as well. And it is the center or focal energy for the month of February. So perhaps it's a lot of work. Usually the Queen of Wands, I tend to see it more of a worker than the King of Wands. The King of Wands is definitely a masculine fire energy, as the Queen. You know, the Queen of Wands is definitely a fire energy. But again, it's a more nurturing compared to the King of Wands. So perhaps again, it doesn't necessarily have to represent, if that's not their moon or rising or sun sign, it can just be them taking on that energy of, you know, very social, very outgoing, you know, very charismatic type of energy. And again, if this is not your partner, it can also represent you taking on those qualities for the month of February going into March. So the challenge for the month of February for you Virgos is you have the Devil. So that's a major arcana. Actually, in this reading, you have 3 major arcanas. So there's definitely major transformation going on. Um, Again, as a challenge, the devil is usually a representative of something obsessive, some type of obsessive behavior. So whether it's you, it's a general reading, so it can very well represent your partner taking on this energy or taking on this type of energy. Which again, going back to the devil card in the major arcana, it's definitely an obsession. So it could be obsession behavior, whether they're very jealous or whether it's you who's very jealous. Again, it is coming up as a challenge. So perhaps your challenge for the month of February is to try to balance out that dark energy, as far as, again, like I said, going back to being very possessive, being very jealous, also trying to keep away from alcohol or any type of anything that can actually ultimately lead to uh, an obsession, whether it's the necessity for drugs, the necessity for alcohol, or again, the obsession for just being very obsessed, obsessive behavior, I should say. It is coming up as a challenge. Now, the devil card is also a very sexual card in nature. It is a representative of the Capricorn sign. And the Capricorn sign is actually very known for being the sea goat, a very sexual type of energy. Now, again, with the devil coming up as a challenge, perhaps there is, or there can be, some type of challenge coming up for the month of February going into March. As far as if there's no obsessive patterns or obsessive behavior, it can also represent the fear of having some type of sexual connection, whether it's taking it to the next level. For those of you who are just starting to get into this relationship, something is going to come up where you might even question your sexuality or question your partner's sexuality or desires. And again, it's more on the dark shadow, because it is coming up as a challenge. Again, like I said, and again, like I said, if it's not that sexual type of confusion, then perhaps more than likely it has to do with some type of obsessive behavior, and just checking yourself and making sure that you're not following into that where you just literally suffocate your partner, or where your partner literally suffocates you. They want to be with you all the time. They don't want to give you, a time to breathe, a time to just wind down on your own. They have those impulses and those needs to try to, even in some way, in some distorted type of way, try to basically see your every step. And again, that's definitely not a good thing when it comes to relationships. I mean, sometimes, unfortunately, when we are tainted in regards to love, when we have been wronged, or we have wronged other people, we tend to allow that to taint us, or to taint our personality type of behavior, where you feel like, an example, if you've been cheated in the past, perhaps you feel like the shorter you keep them on a leash, the less likely they are to sway away from the path of leading to you. And in a way, that's not true. I mean, at the end of the day, ultimately, no matter how you break it down, when it comes to love, genuine, true love, freedom is its most valuable and its most important element. Because, again, like I said, love is free. It should never be held down. It should never be, you know, you should never have that type of bond where you feel like you literally can't go out with your friends for a social gathering or whatever without them, tagging along. Liberty in itself, liberty in a relationship is very, very much necessary in order to keep any relationship fresh, in order to keep any relationship growing. It is necessary to have each other's space and room. So I hope you guys understand that. Now, that which is on a subconscious level, what you're not aware of, you have the Eight of Swords. And again, swords has always to do with the mental thought the intellect, and how we communicate with other people. So again, the Eight of Swords is definitely the feeling of stuckness, the feeling of even being bounded to something or to your partner. But this is an unforeseeable type of energy where you're not aware of it. So again, going back to the relationship and going back to that of the challenge, perhaps you're not aware, or you're not starting, or you're not noticing that dark, shadow behavior of the card of the devil. And if you're not aware of it, if you don't accept it or see things for what they are, and this is another example, if they have to be checking your phone, or and it's not even like you've given them any reason to doubt, that's just in their nature at this present time. Again, don't overlook that. Don't ignore those red flags when it comes to relationships, or when it comes to starting a relationship. Don't ignore those issues or red flags, because ultimately you're not aware of the situation that may arouse from that. And that is the feeling of stuckness, the feeling of being bounded to that person. And that's definitely not a good thing. Now, in the past and passing, you have the King of Swords. So perhaps and this King of Swords is definitely looking towards the Queen of Wands. So again, like I said, there's a possibility that your partner may be a fire sign, or may take on the qualities of a fire sign, but it can also represent you at this present time. And perhaps you're taking on the energy of the Queen of Wands, which is that of being very social, very active, the party person, basically, because the Queen of Wands is known for that. And you have perhaps, this is in the past position, and this is the King of Swords. So perhaps an air sign, it would be a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. And this person perhaps is someone that was, it's a male. Obviously, it's a king. It takes on the male energy, but doesn't necessarily have to be a male energy. Again, I mean, it is a male energy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a male person. It can also represent male or female. It is a general reading. But again, the King of Swords is definitely the male energy of the element of air. And again, this person or this past lover continuously keeps staring straight at you in this current situation that you're in. So it can also be a representation of you taking on the qualities of the Queen of Wands, very outgoing, very like moving on basically. And this King of Swords continuously keeps looking at you at the present position, meaning if you've gone from this ex, you've gone to a new relationship, they're most definitely looking into that. They're definitely, looking you up on your social media, trying to see what's going on in your new relationship, etc., etc. But they're definitely trying the best they can to come back to you. And the reason why I say that is because it is in the past passing. If this king was turning the other way, then that represents their energy still being near to you, perhaps you not letting go, but it is looking towards you. And as you can see in the picture, you're looking straight to the future, or you're looking away from them, and they are definitely looking to you. And this is in the present position, so perhaps it's them wanting to come back into the present position. So again, be very careful with that. Again, going back to the challenge with the Devil card in the Major Arcana, you have to let go of a past behavior that perhaps played a major important role in your past relationship, some type of obsessive behavior, whether it was you or whether it was your partner. But you have to let go of that type of energy, because it will definitely play out through the month of February going into March, where you'll start to notice either you or your partner really getting turned off by that obsessive behavior. Now, in the crowning energy, you have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is definitely a new relationship. For those of you who are in a serious monogamous relationship that has been going on for a while, perhaps pregnancy is something that's on your mind. Perhaps you guys are talking about having another child or having the first child, but there's definitely the wanting and the desire for growth within your relationship. And ultimately, this card is the pregnancy card, as you can see. So for those of you who are in a relationship, but it's like in the recent, I would say, not something very long lasting. It just recently took on a more serious note. The Nine of Cups is definitely blessings and what's crowning you, because it is your crowning position. What's on your mind is growth and advancement in that relationship. So it's definitely a good omen. Every time you start a new relationship, when the Nine of Cups comes up, it's definitely having that wish fulfillment or the feeling of emotional abundance, or even being very balanced with each other and just meshing very well with your partner. Now, that of the near future, you have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is definitely letting me know that throughout the month of February, again, going into the past, present, and the near future with the Seven of Wands, there's going to be a situation perhaps with that past lover that will definitely play out throughout the month of February, probably the end of February, where that person tries to come back, or where that person tries to reach out to the partner that you're currently with. Whether it's, there's definitely, you're definitely going to be put in a position where you're going to have to defend yourself or defend your honor. Again, like I said, a lot of the times I think we've all experienced that scenario where they kind of take us for granted and you move on, and then they either try to come back and you deny them, the opportunity of coming back, and ultimately out of desperation they try to reach out to that person that is now in your present to try to instigate or to try to start some drama. So my best advice for you would be definitely be honest with your partner, be truthful, and possibilities of you being very truthful, and if that ever coming up to the situation where you literally have to defend yourself or prove yourself, I should say, to your new partner, there's definitely that openness where they're already aware of that past partner. So whenever they try to meddle in your current relationship, they're very aware and they know where you stand. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, honesty is the best policy in this, anywhere, but specifically in this situation. Now, the card that is your advice card is definitely, again, talking about the past. With the Six of Swords, it's definitely time for you to move on. Do not let yourself be boggled down, or do not let your ex-partner whisper beautiful things in your ear, and then you again going back to that situation. I guarantee you 90% of the time it's not going to work out. And the reason why I say that is because this is your advice card, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is definitely calling for moving on, going into calmer waters, or more steady, and again that of stability. So you're moving on to stability. Do not let anything rock your boat. Stay focused on where you're at right now. Stay focused on what you're wanting to accomplish and achieve. Do not let them, basically don't give them the opportunity to feel like they can just show up into your life whenever they feel like it and walk out of it again whenever they feel like it. Your advice card is definitely telling you, move on, let it go, push forward, and you will not regret it. Now, the card that is surrounding you is the Lover's card. Again, it's talking about making a choice. We go back to the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. There's definitely going to be a choice that's going to have to be made, where you're going to feel like emotionally you're going to get to a crossroads where you're going to have to either make one choice or the other. And again, the Lover's card obviously talks about passion and lust, but this is your surrounding energy, or the people around you, the people around you's energy. Now, again, one or the other is going to give you an ultimatum, whether it's your past lover or whether it's the person you're with now, that is going to make you choose. And again, like I said, don't be stupid. Learn from your mistakes and move on. The person that you're with now has a better opportunity of bringing you stability, emotional stability, and you can actually grow in this relationship. If you decide to go for the past lover, basically you will be fulfilling whatever it is their needs or desires, but it has nothing to do with genuine friendship or genuine love. So keep that in mind, Virgos. Now, the card that is in your hopes and dreams, or hopes and fears, I should say, again, like I've always said, hopes and fears are usually a very mirror type of energy. What you fear is that which you want to accomplish the most, but again, fear usually holds us back. Now, you have the Ace of Swords, so there's definitely a new beginning coming in and truth coming out, whether it's good truth, whether it affects you in a good way or in a bad way, there's definitely going to be some truth coming out. Again, like I said, do what you have to do in order to let people know where you stand and be honest about it. That way, if ever someone tries to bring something up from the past, the person that you're with now is not going to be very bothered, or it's not going to catch them off guard because you spoke to them clearly about it, where they were basically expecting it, but at the same time, it's not going to change how they see you or what they feel for you, because truth and honesty will always be your best bet, basically. So just listen to that, okay, and pay close attention to that. Now, the final outcome card is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is definitely talking about institutions, or in this situation, is definitely the stability of that which is the normal, which the normal, but also weighs very heavy on you. What do I mean by that? Well, the Hierophant usually represents the church, the belief system of that which has been passed down to you in your lineage. So whether it's a religion, whether it's, you were basically raised to be old school, you date, get married, have children, etc., etc. And again, this will be coming up in your near future. Now, again, like I said, these two cards are a representation of what is to come, the Seven of Wands and the Hierophant. So perhaps it can also be a representation of you fighting yourself within yourself to get to a point where you want to make, or where you have to make a choice, whether you want to keep basically following your teachings that were taught to you at a very young age, or basically fighting that of what was not taught to you, or that which pulls or draws to you, but you're unsure or unaware of basically what to decide for. Now, this is weighing more heavy because this is a major arcana. So again, that of institution, it can also be a representation of you going back to college or finishing some type of course. It can also be a representation of your partner pushing you to do better, your current partner pushing you to do better, even giving you that desire or that want to, continue on your education. But there's definitely, usually the Hierophant doesn't give me this energy, but it is giving me the energy of definitely like a mother type of energy, where they're teaching you along the road, but more than anything, they're nurturing your person and your soul. So anyways, I hope this resonates with you guys. Let me know, comment below, and now let's get into the reading for the singles. I've been trying to do my readings rather quickly, and I just epic fails. I mean, I continuously keep getting long messages, and I'm like, what's going on? Anyways, let's get into this. Spirit, what are the messages for Virgos regarding their love life for February 2017? Specifically, the singles, my single Virgos. What are the messages for the single Virgos? Virgos returning. Okay, and I think this is going to be my last shuffle. Okay, let's dive right into it. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So, the heart of the matter is the King of Pentacles. So, this is definitely your energy, Virgos. You guys are an earth sign. And it's definitely the male energy. So it's structure and stability. That's what you need, or that's what you're desiring, or that's exactly where you're at right now when it comes to looking for that person that you're wanting to either attract or that you're currently starting to see. Again, it can also be a representation of the person coming into your life, which would be another earth sign. So it'd be a Capricorn, another Virgo, or a Taurus as well. And this is also can also represent your center or focal energy for the month of February. Perhaps even the past months has been work, basically work, work, work. Not having enough time to actually spend thinking about wanting to date or whatnot. And if you've noticed in the past you've been extremely busy with work, perhaps now you're starting to give or have more time to actually want to tap into that of the dating scene. The reason why I say that is because in this particular deck, the King of Pentacles he's holding on to the Pentacle, which is definitely holding on to material status, but also he has a face of boredom. Not sure if you can see it. It's like he's bored, like he finally has time to think outside of work, basically. And this is a perfect depiction of that, which would be, you know, a Capricorn or a Virgo side. And the reason why I say that is because usually for Capricorns or Virgos, some Taurus as well, but mostly Capricorns and Virgos, if you guys are not working, you guys are not happy. And when you're not happy, that's when we tend to be like, okay, now we have time to start dating. now we have time to actually put forth the effort of trying to get someone or get to know someone. Now, very, very what's the word? It's rare when you get the king and queen of the same suit, and you do have that as a challenge position. You have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles as a challenge. Usually the Queen of Pentacles is a very loving energy, a very motherly type of energy, very grounded. Now, as a challenge, perhaps you've kind of lost track of that of being the nurturer or being the giver. You've become a little bit more egotistical, a little bit more narcissistic in a way, even selfish. And again, it's coming up as a challenge. So the challenge would be when it comes to dating, you are basically your own obstacle. And the reason why I say that is because, again, like I said, you're coming up as the King of Pentacles, but your challenge is to not be very quick to judge. Don't be very quickly judgmental. Try the best you can not to be self-centered or not to go usually for people that have some type of status. And what I mean by that is usually earth signs are attracted to status, whether it's, you know, a person with a higher position, a position of power, etc., etc. It's either that or the shadow side, right? We usually go for the guy that's usually has mommy issues, or the guy that has father issues. I mean the girl that has daddy issues. Anyways, so as a position of a challenge, what's challenging you for this month is, again, like I said, don't be very selfish and don't be very closed off as far as you know, that moment where that awkward conversation where like, oh, what is it that you do? And then they tell you and you're like, yeah, I don't think I'm interested, because you're more interested in what they do and status versus really getting to know them. So again, you're blocking yourself. You are the only person that's holding yourself back when it comes to dating and relationships. So be very mindful about that, and watch out for that, because that's definitely not a good thing. Now that of the subconscious, which you're not aware of, can also be a representation of a person coming into your life, which definitely is, because it is the Knight of Swords. Now, sorry, it's the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a very childish type of energy. It's more aggressive than all the other pages because it is an air sign. So it'd be an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. And again, this is on a subconscious level which you're not aware of, or that which is unforeseeable for you at this present time. So again, it can be a representation. I mean, out of all the royal family, usually the pages are the youngest ones, but it can also be a representation of the person either coming into your life again from the past. That would be of an air sign that was very immature, that was very just selfish, you know, self-centered, and all of that. And it is on a subconscious level, so it's like you're not aware of it, like I said, at the present time. Now, this can also be a representation of a message coming in, and it can be a message, again, going back to out of all the pages, which are all good news. Usually the the Page of Swords is usually a message that kind of throws you off, because it's a very direct type of message. It's not a loving message. It's not going around the bush. It's a very direct type of message. And again, it is a very a forceful type of message, or forceful type of energy. It can also be a representation of how you're usually, and it would correlate with that of the Queen of Pentacles coming up as a challenge. Perhaps you're not aware of how you're coming off to other people, and it can very well be you're coming off very strong, you're coming off very stubborn even, and a little bit self-centered, like I said. So just be mindful and watchful about that. Now, in the past and passing position, you have the Magician. It's a major arcana. It's definitely talking about having all the tools, or having the possibilities to attract that type of lover that you're needing in your life. But again, it is in the passing past position. So this is what has led you, perhaps now, like I said, now you have more time. Now there's more possibilities of you being more social and going out. You know you have all the qualities that you're looking for. You know you have the qualities to attract a mate, whether it's a male or female. You're very aware of that, and therefore it will manifest for you guys, and I can guarantee you why. Because your card is coming out, right, which is the King of Pentacles. But right next to it, which is the near future position, you have the Sun. And the Sun is definitely talking about stability, protection, and of course relationships. Obviously, the Sun radiating towards you, you feeling that high, strong energy, and also being very attracted to the opposite sex throughout the month of February, going into March even. So that which is your crowning energy at the present time, you have the Queen of Swords. Now, this is your crowning energy. So again, this is a second swords energy, and it's a more mature, obviously a more mature energy. But the Queen of Swords can represent, again, like I said, an air sign. So it'd be a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini. And this is your crowning. So this is a person that you're definitely thinking about, a person that perhaps is still in your midst, still around you, or people, you know, that know them and know you kind of speak of that person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female. It can be a male air sign as well. It doesn't have to be their sun sign, can be their moon or rising as well. But this is definitely a past lover. And the reason why I know that is because usually the Queen of Swords talks about usually a female that is widowed. But when it comes to general readings and when it comes specifically to love relationships, in a crowning position, it can represent a past lover, a person that's been either hurt or a person that hurt you, that is still looking at you, or that you're still, they're still in back of your mind. So again, like I said, you have the Sun card right following your card. So that's definitely a blessing. I can also relate the Sun, I also relate it to the summer. So perhaps this person that is coming into your life will come into your life from the beginning of March going all the way to summer is where your relationship starts to unfold. Now, the card that is representing you, or the advice card, is the Temperance. And the Temperance is telling you you need balance. Again, going back to the King of Pentacles, is definitely like an energy where you're so focused in work, or you are, because it is a general reading, I have to be honest when it comes to readings. The King of Pentacles can also represent laziness or being lazy. And because it's a general energy, a general reading, it's kind of hard to point the message. So it can, because I don't do reversals, but I am being told to say this. So basically, with the King of Pentacles, it's a very hard working type of energy where you don't really have the time to date, or you're like, dating? Who needs that anyways, right? Too busy with work. But again, at the shadow side, or the negative side, it's the card of laziness. It's the card where perhaps you're needing balance, and because Temperance is coming up, and Temperance is all about balance. It's all about taking the time or being patient with something in order for it to grow, in order for it to manifest, in order for it to give you fruits. And in order to do that, again, going back to the King of Pentacles, it can be a representation of you needing stability, or you needing to balance your life out correctly, which would be that of not being lazy and being productive. So again, like I said, I hope you guys are understanding the message that is being given to you. So for you Virgos out there that are lazy, try the best you can to get out of that, okay? Get out of your comfort zone. Give it 100% to anything that you do, regardless if it's relationships, work, anything in your professional sector. Just, keep kicking ass and keep going on, and opportunities will always present themselves. Now, the card that is representing that surrounding you is the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is definitely an energy of feeling like you're kind of, you've been through it. And again, this is a work card as well, because it is a fire sign, and it obviously wands. So perhaps people around you, or even people around you, or whether it's the person that actually comes into your life, you may actually meet that person at work. Usually the Eight of Wands doesn't speak to me about that, but at this present time it is. I'm getting that energy of like you're being busy, you're being steady on with whatever it is you're doing, which usually relates to when I see someone do this. I'm not sure if you can see. When I see someone do this, it usually means like you're putting something, or you're working, basically. And again, like I said, it's definitely talking about there's more than one person in this picture. So again, it can be a representation of the person coming into your life that would come into your life through work, or you would meet that person at work, or something correlated to that nature. Now, the card that's symbolizing your hopes and fears is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is definitely all about having the fear to make a choice, because you have so many good choices. And again, do not follow or fall into the illusion of those, usually when people tend to be too good to be true, they usually are. It's usually a mask, and it's usually an illusion. Be more grounded, Virgos. You guys are an earth sign. Be more grounded. Do not fall into that of, daydreaming at this present time when it comes to relationships, because if you strictly go off of people that give you the representation at first appearance glance, that they are so perfect. They usually aren't, and that would be a definite letdown for you. So listen to your intuition, okay? Definitely listen to your intuition in order for you to make the correct choice. Now, the card that is symbolizing your final outcome card is the Five of Wands. And Wands is definitely talking about more than one person trying to get your attention. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It can represent a lot of things, but it's usually a battle. When it comes to love and relationships, it's definitely people fighting to get your attention. It's not so more you trying to get someone's attention, but you're going to start to notice going out of February going into March and April, you'll start to notice your social sphere growing. More people are attracted to you, more people want to come around you, more people are trying to fight literally for your attention. And that's definitely a good sign for you guys, because this card, when it comes to love and reading, especially for singles, is definitely a good card, as well as the Seven of Cups, because it's talking about having more than one choice, actually having more than three choices. And again, like I said, the best advice I can possibly give you at this present time: do not fall for the illusion. Do not fall for those who are too good to be true. Make sure to give the opportunity even to those who at first glance don't give you that, spaz kind of a like, whoa, go for the people that are usually more humble or more quiet or more calm. And the reason why I say that is because they're usually the ones that tend to be more stable, or tend to be the long lasting, slow and steady. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Let me know how it turns out. I wish you guys the very best, and we will see from each other very soon. Bye.